Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much on your response to yesterday's Get Ready With Me video. So many of you gave me such really lovely comments about like how I could fix my eye, which is feeling a lot better, by the way, so thank you very much. My back and everything, and all of you seemed really concerned for my general well-being. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm feeling much better today. My back is feeling better. My eye is feeling better. I'm in better spirits. So thank you so much. And we are going to be talking about some brand new products from Charlotte Tilbury. I just got them in and it's just 3 things. So this is going to be a pretty quick video, but we have a new potted eyeshadow. You guys know how much I love makeup that comes in like a little pot. And I've gone on and on about how I'm loving, you know, single shadow looks or whatever. So I have this in the Walk of No Shame. I am actually confused as to whether or not this comes in 2 shades or not. Walk of No Shame and I guess Pillow Talk. But on the website, there's only 1. And I thought maybe once the VIP, like early access, was over that the Pillow Talk one would be out, but I haven't seen it. I think it's still just 1. Maybe it's only ever been just 1. I'm not sure. So anyway, I have the Walk of No Shame, and then I have the 2 new Jewel lip glosses. And I'm also going to be pulling out, I'm trying to think if I have any ones similar to this, like any other eyeshadow similar to this. I'm gonna like kind of poke around in my collection, and if I do have any similar ones, we'll do some comparison swatches. But this one is just really gorgeous. So let me just show you a close-up of the packaging. It is so beautiful. The cap of this potted shadow is like faceted, and the color underneath the like plastic faceted piece is actually like the color of the eyeshadow. It's not the actual eyeshadow, but it's like a duplicate of the eyeshadow. So it's just really pretty. It has like a gold edging. And then on the inside, here is a close-up of the shadow. So there's little micro glitters in there, and here is a swatch of it. And what I didn't realize was how it's a little bit kind of like duochromy. So what you see in the pot is like this really pretty kind of like golden peachy shade, but when you know, kind of change the angle of the light, you'll see like a little bit of pink. It's just very pretty. It is very Charlotte Tilbury. It is, you know, this pinky peachy gold that she really likes to put in her eyeshadow palettes and her blushes and her lip products. Like it's just really gorgeous. So that's the Jewel eyeshadow, and I'm just looking at the bottom here. There's a 12-month shelf life once it's been open. The net weight is 3 grams, 0.1 ounces. And is there anything else of note? Ingredients sourced internationally. Okay, let's just quickly talk about the lip glosses. Let's start with Walk of Shame. So here's a close-up look of the lip gloss. It has this really beautiful like glitter top. The glitter it's like part of the plastic top. It's not chunky or piecey. There's no glitter kind of falling out. So that is awesome. And then I don't know if you guys can tell, but like inside the tube, it looks like it's faceted. I thought the actual tube itself was going to be faceted, but it's actually smooth like cylinder. And then the faceting is on the inside. So it's just for an effect. It's really pretty. And then here is a swatch of the lip gloss. It's right next to the eyeshadow. Very pretty. Again, it kind of has like a very slight duochrome. I feel like the 2 shades that it's kind of going between are very close. And then you have some like gold shimmer in there. Very pretty. And then we have the lighter shade, which is in Pillow Talk. So this is like a softer, like baby pink. And here is a swatch of that one. Both really gorgeous. I cannot wait to put them on. So let me see if there's any important info down here. So it looks like there is, I can't tell if that says 16 or 18. I'm gonna guess 18-month shelf life of these. Once they've been opened, they have 4 milliliters or 0.13 fluid ounces of product in each of these. All right, so let's hop on over to the eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. I've got my Westman Atelier Baby Blender brush. This has been my favorite brush to use with like potted shadows. I also love the Sonia G Worker 2 brush, but this one is a little bit bigger. So if I am going for just one shadow and I kind of want it all over, this one is a little bit more efficient because it's bigger. So I'm just gonna go in and dip this in. I'm sure you could use your finger as well. I just feel like using a brush. So let's see how this goes. Wow. Oh, how pretty. And it's worth noting that any of the previous potted shadows from Charlotte Tilbury have been that softer, moussey formula, where it goes on really like a cream kind of shadow. This is definitely very, very different. This is, you know, a little bit closer. It's a lot drier. It's a little bit closer to like the Chantecaille potted shadows. And then, you know, it's a little bit different from like ones that are like the putty formula, like Chanel is a little bit more putty and like squishy. And then when I think of the Hourglass, those scattered light shadows, I thought this was going to be similar to that. The scattered light shadows and maybe even the Marc Jacobs ones, which I don't have, but I remember playing with them in store, they're just a little bit more piecey. They're like a little bit crumbly is the word, not piecey. They're more crumbly than this one. Look at that beautiful reflect. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then there's like little micro glitters in there. I really don't know if the camera's catching it, but under this light, it's like every once in a while I see like this little like ding, this little like glitter particle kind of just like shine. Let me see if I can build this up a little bit. Oh yeah. I feel like when I build this up a little bit more, it looks even more peachy and pinky. Wow. How easy is that just for like a beautiful eye look? Nothing too complicated, easy application. And I think, you know, because of the type of formula this is, it just kind of blends out on its own. Just not a lot of work. I really love Charlotte Tilbury makeup for this. Like, I really think she has like the busy woman on her mind, the woman who works, the woman who's a mother, the woman who wants to really look put together, but just doesn't have that much time for it. I always feel like her makeup is geared for that. And this is definitely like no different. It is so easy to apply. I find this to be a lot easier than her regular potted shadows, the ones that I was just talking about that have like that creamy moussey formula. I feel like I have to be a little bit careful with those only because I feel like I can pick up too much of that product. But with this, I'm just like pressing my brush in there. I'm really not thinking about it. And I'm just throwing it on. All right, I'm gonna add some eyeliner. I just pulled out the Charlotte Tilbury, like the dual-ended liner. This is in Mesmerizing Maroon. So there's a metallic side and a matte side. So I am going to use the matte side to kind of like tightline, and then I'm going to use the metallic side in my waterline. All right, and now for my waterline. Ooh, that's pretty. I hope you guys can see that. I don't want to like freak you out, but I think you can see it better when I pull my lids down, but it's so pretty and it matches the eyeshadow so well. Ooh, okay. I'm going to curl my lashes, add some mascara, and then we will play with these lip glosses. All right, mascara is on. Now for the lip glosses. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to want to end up with. So I'm just going to put the lighter one on first. This is the Pillow Talk one. And it has a nice, like just flat paddle kind of wand. Oh, nice. Yeah, these aren't sticky at all. Even though they have little like kind of micro glitters in there, you don't feel them at all. It is not like textured in any way, like the consistency, very, very smooth. It's also not minty. There's no like plumper kind of situation going on, which I really like. There's a very faint vanilla cocoa kind of scent, but there's no taste, thank goodness. So there's no like taste or anything to this. Really nice. And it has a really lovely shine. It has that shine that I really like. It's not that super like wet looking. It's a little bit more dulled down than that. And I like that. When it's too wet looking, I don't know. I always feel like I look like I'm drooling, but this just looks like my lips look juicy and they look healthy. Yeah, this is really nice. Okay, let me wipe this off and then we'll put on the Walk of No Shame. I feel like this shade, even though it's deeper, I feel like it makes my lips look fuller. Ooh, interesting. Same thing though, really lovely texture, very, very smooth, not sticky, not gritty. Yeah, no taste or anything, very faint, like barely there kind of vanilla cocoa scent. Okay. All right, so those are the two lip glosses. Let me go ahead and kind of dig around in my collection. I feel like I have maybe a couple shades that are similar to this one, so we'll just kind of play around, but I'll be right back. All right, let me roll up my sleeves. Oh, what a day to pick a cuffed shirt. All right, so first, let me swatch the Charlotte Tilbury right here as reference. So there's the Charlotte Tilbury. Let me do a better one. My nails are actually getting to the point where they're like a little bit long to be getting into these little pots. I definitely need a trim. There we go. So the texture, I think, is really the most similar to the Chantecaille Mermaid Eye colors. So I pulled a couple of these out that are the closest, but neither of these I think are, in terms of color, like too similar. So this one is the Chantecaille Copper. I actually used this in my Get Ready With Me yesterday and I love it. But this one it really is just kind of like a copper, and it doesn't have quite as much like micro glitter going on. I would say it has a very similar kind of like metallic foil effect, or it's even more metallic, just less glittery and shimmery. And then here is the Chantecaille Starfish color. And this one, I mean, it looks fairly boring in the pot. Not boring, but it seems like, oh, okay, it's gonna be kind of like a taupey purple. This one is really beautiful. It has some like duochrome elements to it. It kind of shifts from purple to brown. Again, not similar. Again, I just find the similarity in these three in the formula, not colors. And then I pulled out two of the Hourglass Scattered Light glitter eyeshadows because they have this little topper too, excuse me, but I do think the formula of this is just a little bit more, like I said, it's just a little bit more delicate. It feels like a little bit more crumbly, and I feel like the glitter isn't quite as fine as the Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the shade Ray, and yeah, this shade really isn't going to be similar at all. But do you see how like the glitter in there is just, it's more prominent, I think, than the Charlotte Tilbury, where it's like finer. The glitter particles are just a little bit smaller. And then here is Molten, which again, color is really not going to be that similar, but I thought it would be fun to kind of play around. Sorry, my long nail kind of got in the way. I couldn't really get a great swatch. But anyway, this one is probably closer to the Chantecaille than it is the Charlotte Tilbury. And then as I was poking around, I mean, this is like a completely different formula or whatever, but I thought maybe the shade could be similar. But this is the Glossier Lid Star in Cub. And I'm just going to swatch this right on top of the Charlotte Tilbury. No, it's a lot cooler in tone. And again, because the formula is so different, it just, yeah, it just looks completely different. So there is Cub in the Glossier Lid Star, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame. So nothing in my collection in terms of potted eyeshadows that are similar in color to this Walk of No Shame, but I'm actually going to pull out some of the Charlotte Tilbury quads, even though those are, you know, powder shadows, different again in formula. I do wonder if some of the shades could be similar. So I'm going to wipe these off and we'll play around with some of her quads. All right, so we have the Walk of No Shame still there, and I pulled out 4 of her palettes. This one is the Charlotte Darling one, which I just started playing around with, and it's so gorgeous. So I think this one, number 4, may be the closest. Let's go ahead and swatch that. So it's a little bit deeper, and it just has that metallic sheen to it, but it does not have any of those micro glitters. Let's go ahead and swatch the lighter one over here. So in terms of tone, I feel like this one is right in between these two. But again, the effect is very different. These are just like a very kind of like foily metallic shadow, while this one has that glisten to it. And then here is the Pillow Talk quad. I thought I would go ahead and swatch this kind of like topper metallic shade because I feel like it has that little glint to it. I'm gonna actually swatch it right up here. Yeah, see how that effect is kind of similar? The shade again is off, but this one has those little micro glitters in there and they just kind of sparkle a little bit more like this, but not like these two. And then here is Dreamgasm, one of my favorites. You can see I really enjoyed this one. Looks kind of crazy. Swatch this down here. Yeah, this one is also lighter than this one, but it has that kind of micro glittery sparkle to it. And then here's that luxury palette of Pops. I don't really know which one. Well, maybe this one. I know it's going to be very, very different, but let's just take a look. This one is like duochrome, and it just has like a really different kind of like look to it. Do you see how it has that like bright pink shift? So yeah, that's very different, very different. So yeah, I would say in terms of appearance, it is closest to the topper shades in her quads. Those have that same kind of like sparkle to them. And then I really can't find anything tone-wise that's similar. It kind of falls in between these two, and then the rest are just really too light. All right, one last look at this gorgeous eyeshadow. I think this is gonna be a new favorite of mine. It just went on so easily. It's really beautiful. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave a pinned comment down below and let you know how this wore. I'm just curious if maybe it like shifts. Sometimes shadows, like especially like creamier shadows, they melt a little bit and then they crease and then they kind of like migrate. I'm gonna let you know down below in a pinned comment what happens. I'm gonna wear this look all day because I love it. And I'll let you know down below. So definitely check the very first comment for any updates from me on this look. And that's it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please comment down below if you have any of these products, what your thoughts are, if you have any questions. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Did I say that already? I think I did. And subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.